It's interesting because my browser window says the ad just ended, but Streamlabs says the ad still has 15 seconds left. So I don't know why it's asynchronous, but whatever. So today is Magic's 30th anniversary, which we are going to celebrate by continuing to ignore them. I don't know. I might play tomorrow or something. I haven't been very happy with Magic lately. Uh, so this game is Aviary Attorney. I bought it on a whim for a couple of bucks when Steam had that big mystery themed sale less than a year ago. And I got this game. I got the Zero Escape series again on Steam. I think I got Clue at that time. Maybe another game or two as well. I got a lot of games during that sale. This game is cool because it looks really unique. It's like pencil style drawings. And the description made me think of like a Ace Attorney kind of visual novel-y type of thing, but with like mysteries to solve. There's apparently 4 chapters, and yeah, other than that, I'm not super sure what to expect, but it definitely looked very unique. It features the music of Saint-Saëns, if I'm saying that right. French is always difficult, but classical music. So I think we can give it a try. Also annoying, I couldn't use a normal game capture for this for some reason. I had to do a screen capture on Streamlabs. So I'm not sure what that's about, but it seems to be working okay. January 1st, 1848. The Chateau Crinier of Baron Wargrel. Oh god, there are tons of French stuff. Is that Monsieur Granouille? Oh mon dieu! Dame Cataline, what have you done? Act 1, A Cat with Claws. Sparrowson says, "It's midday already. Where on earth is that featherhead?" Well, 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 look who finally decided to get up. Haven't you heard what they say about the early bird, Falcon? Ugh, too early for worms. Pass the Cabernet Sauvignon. You want a drink right when you got up? Jeez. There'll be time for that later. We've got business to handle first. Business? A letter arrived while you were sleeping. I haven't opened it yet. It's probably just more junk mail. Go ahead, Sparrowson. You may have the honors. All right, ahem. Dear Monsieur Falcon, I am writing to you today because my daughter, Dame Cataline, has been arrested for a crime she did not commit. She is being held at La Concierge prison on the charge of murder, no less. Her trial is in 3 days' time. I would be greatly in your debt if you would offer her your legal aid. Yours sincerely, Seigneur Prétoire oh god. See, you should just tune into this for my horrible pronunciation of French stuff. It's been so long since I took French diction. Seigneur Prétoire Demia of the Demia estate. I'll say that. Well, this is quite something. I know, your first serious client in months. Not just that, the Demia estate is well known for its exuberant wealth. Even if we cannot do much for Dame Cataline, his lordship would still reward us handsomely for our efforts. Wow, so I suppose you intend on defending Dame Cataline in court? Of course, I want that money. It would be foolish to let such a good opportunity slip through our feathers. Grab your coat, Sparrowson. We are going to go find our kitty client at La Concierge. Excellent. My derriere was getting tired from all this sitting around. Oh, but I better file away Signor Demio's letter first. 1 minute, Falcon. Bertoire's letter has been added to your evidence folder. You may access the evidence folder at any time by clicking the suitcase symbol. Signor Bertoire Demial has requested legal aid for his daughter Cataline. She is being held at the concierge. Conciergerie? Ah, nearly forgot my wallet. I wouldn't want to lose that. Again, I recall you losing it at the New Year's party and at Christmas. Yes, alright, no need to make a list. Falcon has picked up his wallet. There's 20 francs inside. You may see how much money he is carrying at any time by clicking on the wallet symbol. Let's make a move. Welcome to the map screen. From here you can travel to any listed area by clicking on a location name or a location node. Areas marked with a clock symbol take a whole day to visit. Areas with no symbol can be visited freely. It's January 3rd, Monday. Conciergerie, which will take the whole day to visit. And also office. Assign the leads, aviary attorney offices, no cases too big or too small, no junk mail. Falcon, why are we back in your office? We have a case to solve. I was just procrastinating. Well, stop it. We need to get back to helping Dame Cataline. Alright, I'm ready. Let's go. Why are we back? Because I was curious what would happen. That's why. Falcon and Sparrowson step into the stone-cold foyer of the conciergerie prison. Sullen-faced guards and visitors linger beneath the medieval archways. Ah, the conciergerie. They say this is the finest prison in the whole of France. The outer walls are impenetrable, the cells are spotless, the guards are well-mannered. What do you want? Good day, monsieur. I am here to see Dame Cataline Demial. I am due to represent her in court. Oh, you're her lawyer, huh? Fine, fine. Follow me. Well, what are you waiting for? Keep up. Sigh. My papa hasn't forgotten about me, has he? Dame Cataline Demial, I presume. You've arrived, the fantastic lawyer, Monsieur Falcon, and his petite assistant, Sparrowson. The lady is knowledgeable. Don't talk like that, Sparrowson. Sorry. My papa told me he would only hire the best lawyers in town. Flattered. But they weren't available at such short notice, so he hired the first people in the address directory. Hey, it's the A's. By the way, this is our last A game. Aviary attorney. So the aviary attorney offices were the first in the address directory, apparently. Oh. You see, Falcon? I told you listing aviary attorney would pay off. Under aviary attorney pay off. Let's get down to business. Dame Cataline, could you fill us in on some details? Your father's letter was a little brief. I can do my best. What is it you wanted to know? What happened on the night of the murder? What exactly happened on the night of the murder? Ooh, let me think. It was Friday evening. Me and my papa had arrived at Chateau Crinière, the home of the great Baron Wargil. My papa spent all evening talking with Monsieur Grenouille and the Baron about business stuff. Business stuff? Well, the three of them own a railway company together. So all through the dinner, they were talking about company shares and investments, but I didn't really understand most of it. But after dinner, this man with a camera took our photograph. That was a lot more fun. Sorry, man with a what took your what? Camera. It's a very new gadget. A tiny bug sits in a box with a tiny paintbrush, and it paints your picture very fast. In 10 minutes, poof, you have a perfect picture. Wow, technology is amazing. I don't think the lady's explanation is right, Sparrowson. Pshaw, let me believe. Still, the camera sounds like a very special device. I'll make a note of it. Camera has been added to your evidence folder. Please continue, Dame Cataline. So after we had the photograph, I went into the gardens to get some air, and that's when I found the body of Monsieur Grenouille. He was all ripped open. A housemaid saw me standing over the froggy monsieur and called for help, and then the police arrived. Before I could say anything, I ended up here. It was such a blur. It must have been terrifying. It wasn't so bad. My papa taught me how to be a brave cat. Was there something else you wanted to ask, Monsieur Falcon? There that evening. Dame Cataline, who attended the banquet that evening? Well, there was me and my papa. My dearest maman couldn't make it. And there was Baron Roggerul, who hosted the dinner, and his housemaid, Colleen, I think she was called. Of course, there was Monsieur Grenouille. Well, you know, until he died. And there was Monsieur Robito de Robinho, the man with the camera, but he was only there for a little while. I think that was all. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? Suspicious. Dame Cataline, did you see anything suspicious that evening? Suspicious? Like, maybe a guy lurking in the shadows, or a bloodied murder weapon? Monsieur Falcon, I do believe you are looking for an easy answer. I see Racy says, what a novel game. Yeah, isn't it, I'm not sure if you're making a pun, but yeah, I feel like the art style is really interesting. You got me. I did not see anything, I'm afraid. The evening was very normal. The food was delicious, the conversation was boring. It's all very ordinary until the incident. I see. Wait, Falcon, you missed something of huge importance. I did? Dame Cataline, you said the food was delicious. It's a pun, it works in 3 directions. Because it's new, because it's visual novel-y, and then... But you didn't say what food it was. You and your damn stomach. Let me see. So novel as in wow, that's really neat. Novel as in this is a very novel illustration style, and novel as in it's visual novel. Ah, okay. We had poached red herring to start, garnished with garlic butter. Go on. Then a marbled steak, served perfect bloody rare. Glorious. Falcon, write this down. What? This can't possibly be relevant to the case. Write it all down, please, for me. Fine. Red herring has been added to your evidence folder. Bloody rare steak has been added to your evidence folder. Sparrowson, remind me not to let you talk to clients on an empty stomach. Come to think of it, I did find it a little strange that we weren't given any cutlery. No cutlery? Even for the steak? Nope. You would think that the great Baron of Chateau Criniere would have gorgeous silverware, but there was none to be seen. That is a little peculiar. Yeah, it wasn't super uncommon for, like, commoners at that time to eat with their hands, but, by the mid-1800s, which is when this is set, yeah, usually nobility ate with forks and knives. Is there anything else you wanted to know, Monsieur Falcon? No, I think that will be all. So what's the plan now, Falcon? The way I see it, we have 2 tasks. We should head to Chateau Criniere and try to see the scene of the murder for ourselves. And we should try to track down the supposed photographer, Monsieur Robito de Robinho. 2 days for 2 tasks seems doable, but we should get back and get some rest first. We have a lot of work ahead of us. So I wanted to check out the evidence folder. This is a red herring. Dame Cataline ate a bloody rare steak at the banquet. A photographer named Robito attended the banquet. Wait, Monsieur Falcon, before you go. You do believe my story, don't you? I believe in justice. Dame Cataline, I believe that a fair trial can draw the truth from any situation. I believe in justice. That's good to hear? You're not wrong, Falcon, but that's not what the lady needed to hear. You might want to work on being less of a, how to put it, fille de pute. If serving justice makes me a fille de pute, then I'll wear that title proudly. Dame Cataline, Monsieur Grenouille, Baron Rogerel. These names are all getting a bit confusing, aren't they? Not particularly. Well, it is for me. I'm going to start compiling a Facebook so that I can keep track of who everyone is. A what? A Facebook. It's a collection of people's names, pictures, and descriptions in one easy-to-carry catalog. I think I understand. The name could use a little work, though. Started compiling a Facebook. The aviary attorney himself, J.J. Falcon. Sparrowson, Falcon's suave and courageous lackey, what a handsome fellow. Bertoir Demial, the wealthy father of Dame Cataline. Bertoir hired us to defend Dame Cataline in court. Quark, an ill-mannered jailkeeper, seems to feel disgust for criminals and for animals in general. Cataline Demial, the elegant bourgeois daughter of Seigneur Bertoir Demial, she has been accused of murdering Monsieur Grenouille. Grenouille, the froggy businessman who was found murdered at Chateau Crenier, a colleague of Pertois and Rogerel. There's going to be a lot more. You can access a list of people you've met at any time by clicking the book symbol. Let's make a move. A new day. The game saves automatically at the start of each new day. But you can also make a quick save at any time by selecting Save and Quit from the pause menu. You can access the pause menu by clicking on the cog symbol in the upper left corner or by pressing the escape key. So this first case kind of seems like a tutorial. Here lies the home of Robitio de Rubinio, upcoming photographer, or I can go to Chateau Crenier. I'm gonna go to the scene of crime first. Falcon and Sparrowson enter the courtyard outside Chateau Crenier. People with dirty clothes and gaunt faces linger around the building's shadows. Excusez-moi, messieurs. I don't mean to be a pain, but my little girl and I are sick and starving, see? Cough, cough. I don't suppose you'd happen to have some spare change. You have 20 francs in your wallet. What will you do? 1 franc. Here you go. Stay safe, madame. Many thanks to you, messieurs. That was pretty generous of you, Falcon. Times are tough. Making sure a mother and child have something to eat is the least I can do. But what am I doing standing here moralizing? Come on, Sparrowson. We've got business to attend to. Falcon and Sparrowson step into the pristine, wood-paneled foyer of Chateau Crenier. Whoa, look at this place. Baron Rogerel must be loaded. More than loaded. When it comes to lucrative investments, the Baron is a legend. I think it's funny that it's like old-timey and stuff, but then they'll use words like loaded. Factories, chocolate shops, hotels, railroads. The Baron owns a little bit of everything this side of the Seine. Is he here right now? Yes, he is the smug-looking chap with the impressive mane. But we must approach a man of his stature with tact and finesse. Hey, Baron, we'd like a word! How's that? Sparrowson, you have the finesse of an inebriated warthog. You can thank me later. I think I got his attention. Did I hear my name? Great Baron Rogerel. I get the roar part now. Property owner extraordinaire at your service. And who might you fellows be? More investigators? Oh, we're attorneys. Not quite. I'm a private attorney, J.J. Falcon. This is my associate, Sparrowson. Lawyers, eh? You know, you aren't the first to have passed through here today. Oh? Yes, this jumpy, twitchy fellow came by this morning. Asked a bunch of questions, then hopped away before he heard the answers. Most curious. Do you know who he was, Sparrowson? Perhaps. I have a hunch. We'll be seeing him at the trial. A friend of yours? Something like that. So, what may I do for you, messieurs? We're doing some research on Monsieur Grenouille, the frog who was killed here on Friday evening. Of course. Such a tragedy. He was a good friend and a loyal business partner. I suppose you, messieurs, will be wanting to see the crime scene for yourself. Actually, yes, that would be fantastic. Well, be my guest. You'll find the garden where the murder occurred through the back doors. You may also be interested in the lounge on the second floor, third floor to the right. That would be where we gathered for a group photograph prior to the... Unfortunate incident. Oh, can we see the finished photograph? I'm afraid not. It is to my understanding that a photograph must be developed before it can be viewed. It is a slow process. My own copy of the photograph is to be delivered in 3 days' time. That's no good to us. The trial may be over by then. Nonetheless, we appreciate your hospitality. Thank you, Baron. It is no trouble at all. I'll be here to see you out when you are done with your investigations. So where shall we go first? Room to investigate. Let's go to the lounge. Second floor, third door on the right. This must be the room where the photograph is taken. Psst, hey Falcon, did you see that? See what? That housemaid totally just did something shifty. Shifty? I think she just pocketed something from that drawer. You should totally call her out on it. Excuse me, mademoiselle. Ah. Yes? Are you two policemen? No, we're private attorneys. My name's J.J. Falcon. And I'm Sparrowson. Oh, how rude of me. My name's Colleen Duhot. So, what can I help you messieurs with today? We're investigating the murder that took place last week. Do you mind if we ask you a couple of questions? That's fine. Let me just grab a chair, so I can see your face. That's better. What is it you wanted to ask? We were a little nervous when we came in. You thought we were police officers. Is there something we ought to know? Anything you need to confess? No, I suppose I'm just a little nervous after all the drama of last week. Pressure. Are you sure there isn't anything you're hiding? It's okay to tell us. We're defense attorneys. That means we help people get away with criminal acts. Right, and... Wait, what? No, that's not an accurate job description, Sparrowson. It isn't? Oh, what do we do then? I'll tell you later. Honestly, messieurs, I have nothing to hide. Was there something else you wanted to ask? We're looking for the room where the photograph was taken prior to the incident. Would you happen to know whether this is the right room? Oh yes, you're in the right place. I saw the photography session for myself. Let's see. The cameraman was standing... just about where you're standing, actually, Monsieur Falcon. And where was the camera pointed? Right at the clock above the mantelpiece. The Baron insisted on using that very location. Now that I'm looking at it, something isn't right about that clock. I know. The painting on it totally clashes with the decor. I was thinking more along the obvious lines. There's no hands. Clock has no hands. Oh, that clock has never had hands in all the years I've worked here. I think Baron Rogriel just keeps it around as a conversation piece. Well, we're conversing about it, so I guess it's working. It's a peculiar detail, though. I'll make a note of it. Missing clock hands have been added to your evidence folder. Is there something else you wanted to ask? That's all. No further questions. Thank you, mademoiselle. You've been a huge help. It's no problem, messieurs. Actually, there is something. I know you two saw me stealing as you came in. I appreciate that you didn't give me the third degree about it. I mean, I kinda did. You see, I'm trying to save up to follow my dreams, and... well, never mind. I'm rambling. It's no problem, mademoiselle. To be honest, we have a much larger crime to worry about. Although I should probably ask, I don't suppose you've been stealing anything else? Silverware, perhaps? Huh, you know about that? Yeah, I suppose that was me. It started with a couple of teaspoons. I didn't think the Baron would miss those. But, well, yeah, I suppose the habit got a little away from me. That's one mystery solved, at least. Missing silverware has been added to your evidence folder. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell the Baron. He's been really kind, and I would hate to break his trust. I see. So where to next, Big Bird? The garden! Dame Cataline said she found Monsieur Grenouille on the stairs by the fountain, so this must be the very spot where the murder took place. Hey, Falcon, do the crime scene investigation thing. The crime scene investigation thing? Yeah, you know, that thing where you get all eagle-eyed and analyze every object in excruciating detail. You mean search for evidence? Yeah, do that. It's not a bad suggestion. It wouldn't be the first time the Parisian police have missed something right under their noses. In investigation mode, you are free to examine the scenery of the room. Click on an item of interest, and Falcon will examine it in closer detail. When you've had enough, or when you can find nothing else to examine, click on the X in the top right corner. Select an area to examine. Dude, it is Aviary. It is Ace Attorney, but with birds. Another beautifully made horse statue. You know, my uncle once had a horse that refused to eat hay. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yep, eventually we realized it was just filling up on horse derves. Ugh, terrible. This fountain is finely crafted. Solid carved marble. That can't have been cheap. I see nothing but water in the bottom of the lower basin. It's a shame we can't see inside the upper basin from here. That would be a perfect place to quickly stash a murder weapon. That's actually not a terrible line of reasoning. We gotta wade in to take a closer look, just to be sure. Yeah, I suppose we should. Oh, I apologize. I wasn't being direct enough. What I meant to say is, Sparrowson, go wade in the fountain and take a closer look inside the upper basin. Me? No way. If you want to go wading, do it yourself. I'm a respectable lawyer. You can't expect me to roll up my trousers and paddle around a fountain like a duck in a lake. Yeah, well, you don't pay me enough to justify getting my sweet threads wet. Look, there's only one reasonable way to settle this. We'll flip for it. Flip for it? Yep, I'll flip this 1 franc coin. You call the outcome. Get it wrong and you go for a swim. So what'll it be? Heads or tails? Napoleon face or plant squigglies? Put it all on heads. Don't let me down, old emperor. Here I go. It's tails. Roll up your pantaloons, Falcon. You're going for a swim. Yeah, fine. Hold my shoes. Falcon really should learn how to spot a rigged coin flip, I was gonna say. I almost feel bad for cheating. Almost. Ah, you're back. Had a good swim? No, I'm a bird, not a fish. But I did find a mystery item in the upper basin. It's no murder weapon, though. What is it? It's brown and sticky, and it smells weird. Don't tell me you picked up a very wet cigar butt, possibly belonging to Baron Rogrill? Correct. But that shouldn't be too surprising. It is his house, after all. I'll stash it in the evidence folder just in case. Cigar butt has been added to your evidence folder. Is there anything else we need to do here? Dried blood on the staircase. This must be where Monsieur Grenouille died. You see any bloody footprints? Ooh, or maybe a name scrawled in blood, written with the frog's last breath? Wishful thinking. All I'm seeing here is a big sticky puddle. There's nothing to indicate the body was moved, or the frog left a last-minute clue. All we can make out from the bloody mess is that Monsieur Grenouille was attacked and killed on the staircase. Finally, crafted horse statue. The mane looks almost lifelike. Would you say it behooves you to stroke it? No. No, I would not. See if there are any other areas to examine. A horse statue. This one has a goofy face. That reminds me of a joke. A horse walks into a bar and the barkeep says, "Why the long face?" Yes, we've all heard that one. What? No. The barkeep says, "You gotta stop coming here. You're drinking us under the stable." I think it's time to rein in the horse jokes. Baron Wargirl certainly likes his horse statues. I don't mind the horse statues, but the little cherub people creep me out. Babies should be waddling, not attempting saddleless horseback riding. Wondering if the X means that I've found everything worth finding. It seemed like the fountain was the only useful thing. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else I can examine. I think we're done here. Good call, but are you sure you don't want to take another dip? We still have time. Don't push your luck. Go back to main hall. Did you messieurs have a good look around? I trust everything was in order. We had a good look, thank you, Baron, but we actually have some questions for you. Please, ask away, I have nothing to hide. What happened on the night of the murder? Baron Rogrill, I would like to ask about your activities on the night of the murder. Oh hoo, am I in trouble? Oh ho, am I in trouble? We'll see. That remains to be seen. Does it now? I don't particularly care for your tone. I'm just asking questions, Baron. If you have nothing to hide, you should be able to give a straight answer. Listen well, garçon. I make more money in 10 minutes than you make in a week. I pay extortionate amounts of taxes to the government so that law lackeys like yourself can keep your cozy jobs. And yet you have the audacity to waltz into my own home and accuse me of being a murderer. You have 10 seconds to get off my property, or I will ensure that the next trial you attend will be your own. Alright, I think I chose the wrong choice there. Don't say anything. What was it you told me as we went in? Let's act with tact and finesse? Shut up. What was it you called me? A drunken warthog? I don't need this. I'm going back to the office. Or it was the very right choice? Why do you say that? I didn't get to ask him all the questions. He just kicked me out. We're gonna run a quick break before we go to the next location. Okay, cool. So I just shoved some blueberries in my face. Super Bass says, you didn't need to ask. He may have told you everything. I guess, like, the fact that he was so defensive. And also, he's a rich guy who thinks he can do whatever he wants. And pays extortionate money to the government. So maybe he thinks he can do whatever he wants and can just kill his business partner. Maybe to make money. It's possible. Alright, we're gonna go to Studio Robinho. So this is the studio of the famous photographer. Shall we knock? Wait, there's a note on the door. Ahem. The magnificent and marvelous artist, Monsieur Robitio de Robinho, is currently out on an artistic expedition. He shall return when his muse sees fit. When his muse sees fit? What does that even mean? I think it means he has a pretentious bird brain, but in any case, the artist seems to be out. What should we do now? We should knock anyway. Alright, I don't see the harm. Maybe he has a housekeeper or something. Nope, doesn't look like he's in, Falcon. We should break in. Oh! Or the content. We should break in. What? Are you serious? Maybe? Well, sure, J.J. Falcon, I would have thought a man of justice like yourself would be against such reckless displays of unlawful barbarism. You're right, I'm sorry. I don't know what came over. It's a brilliant suggestion. Stand back, I'm marching the door down. Wait, just like that? Shouldn't we discuss this first? What in bird Jesus' name was that? You said you wanted to break in. I thought we could find an open window. I didn't think you would turn into a bird-sized cannonball. Well, now that we're here, we ought to make the most of it. This place is quite something. It's very... swanky? I was going to say ostentatious. That's just swanky talk for swanky. We don't have time for this. The sound of a door being smashed in could be drawing unwanted attention. We should find anything that may help with case and get out. Left areas to examine. This is a photograph of a castle somewhere in the countryside. You know, I once had an uncle who fell off of a castle rampart while on guard duty. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Did he die? No, he got demoted. Terrible. This is a picture of a fence. It's a fancy photograph. It leaves the viewer defenseless. Out of all the pictures here, I would pick it as my favorite. Okay, I'm done. No more fence puns. A beautiful picture of the Paris skyline. Given the angle, this must have been taken from the Notre Dame Cathedral itself. Hey Falcon, look! What? It's just an easel. No, look what's on the easel. Oh wow, this must be a copy of the photograph from the evening of the murder. There's no question about it. I see a housemaid, Dame Cataline, and I think that's Seigneur Courtois, Cataline's father. That's weird. I thought that Granui was supposed to be in the photo too. So what should we do? Do we just take this? We've come this far. We may as well borrow it. Studio photograph has been added to your evidence folder. Is there anything else we need to do here? I'm guessing probably not, because the X just appeared, but, I'm gonna look at the other pictures. See a picture of a sailing ship on a windy day. A lighthouse? No, wait, it's a man in a top hat. Actually, if I squint and turn my head sideways, it's a black smudge falcon. This is a tiny photograph of what appears to be a jail cell. It reminds me, how illegal is this? You know, breaking and entering, rifling through a person's belongings. It's cool, we're lawyers. It's a little illegal. It's illegal, yes, we're trying to solve a murder case, so it's forgivable. Oh ho, so you're saying a small act of evil is justifiable if it results in a greater good? Don't put words in my beak. A butterfly, or maybe a moth. It's difficult to tell in black and white. This appears to be a photograph of a ladder, symbolic of climbing towards success, perhaps. Looks more like a stepladder to me. Oh no, we're not getting in that old argument. I see a finely dressed dandy fellow up on a horse. Yeah, I'm assuming the rules of illegal search and seizure resulting in non-admissible evidence do not apply in 1800s France. I see a bourgeoisie tigress in a profile. I see paints, inks, and dyes. I'm not quite sure what the clear liquid in the bottle is. I could taste test it. I could, but we don't have time for a hospital visit right now, so let's not. Hi, Omnifloss! Feels like it's been a decade, probably not. Wow. I hope that you're doing well. A chandelier, you should get one of those for the office. I don't have the money for that sort of luxury. Alright, I think we've examined everything we can, so... I think we're done snooping. Let's get out of here before we draw further attention to ourselves. Sounds good to me. Uh-oh. Oh, mon dieu, what happened to my door? We tell the truth or lie? I'm gonna tell the truth. Have I been playing any more Slade Spire since last time? Not a whole lot on stream. On occasion. Right now, I am doing this thing of playing through all the games that I've bought on Steam, but then never have played, or, like, haven't played significantly at all. As an exercise to see if all of the, you know, deals that I've gotten on Humble Bundle and, you know, Steam sales are actually worth it. So this game is called Aviary Attorney. I'm gonna tell the truth. Probably a bad idea. That's what I'm gonna do. Well, Mr. Ravenio, it's like this. You see, we are attorneys who have been hired for the purpose of... Raven! A Raven did it! We saw the whole thing! What are you doing, Sparrowson? I've got this. I'm not going to jail because your conscience is acting up. Nobody's going to jail. Just take it easy. Damn ravens. They're always after our shiny objects, am I right? Yeah, that's right. Let's make a move. Trial day is approaching fast. Right, let's go. Frickin' ravens, right? Oh my god. I think Sparrowson just saved our butts. Ravens are pretty cool, actually. Yeah. But, you know, prejudice. Falcon and Sparrowson stand inside the marble portico of the Palais de Justice, arriving the opening of the Tribunal des Grandes Instances. Are you nervous, Falcon? Of course I'm nervous. We are woefully underprepared for this case. 2 days. We only had 2 days to prepare. How are we expected to get anything done in that time frame? Calm your feathers, Falcon. We can do this. Monsieur Falcon, Petite Sparrowson. Is there anything you need me to do? No, we've got a handle on things. Falcon was just telling me how confident he was feeling about the case, thanks, Sparrowson. That's wonderful. I know you two will pull through. Let's move it along, fellows. I'll be watching from inside. Do your best for me, Monsieur Falcon. We will. Are we ready? Yeah, we're ready. Alright, settle down, everyone. Settle down. Is everybody here? J.J. Falcon, present. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Rupert Rabbington, present. The ready is prosecution, Your Honor. Oh, darn, that's not it. Oh, gosh, where are my notes? Ha, I knew it. Knew what? Rupert and I went to Paris Law School together. He was in all of my classes. Oh, was he smart? No, he always scored the second worst marks in the class. I can only assume that he bumbled through final exams on the luck of his 2 rabbit's feet. Unless he's improved considerably, you might already have this trial in the bag. That's good to know. But say, Sparrowson, if Rupert scored the second lowest marks in the class, who scored the lowest? I choose to exercise my right to not self-incriminate. Ah, here it is. Ahem, the prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Are all the jury present? All present and accounted for, Your Honor. Hey, Falcon, I thought there were only 6 members of the jury for cases like this. Why do I count 8? Oh, those 2 birds with the funny hats are assessors, the associate judges. Everything seems to be in order, so let us begin. The court is now in session for the trial of Dame Katerina Demial. Prosecution, please call your first witness to the stand. Oh gosh, are we there already? Okay, I chose to call the officer in charge of the murder investigation, Inspector Volerty, to the witness stand. Inspector Volerty, please approach the stand and recite the oath. How does the actual game work? Is it mostly cutscenes like this? So yeah, so far it has been, talking choices. There have been a couple of investigation things, like when you joined in, I was investigating the room, so I was having to click and try to see if there was anything important in the area. And then this is the first time we've been in the courtroom, so I'm not sure how it works. But yeah, it feels kind of like a simplified Ace Attorney so far. As you will, Your Honor, I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Monsieur, no, Inspector, please state your, name and occupation for the record. My name is Inspector Just Volerty. I am servant to the law, a scourge of the gutter rats that plague this city. I have enforced the law for over 20 years, and I shall continue until I bring the infamous Viridian killer to justice. My path begins 18 years ago. Let's stick to the questions, Inspector. Of course, Your Honor. Oh great, I was hoping we could have one of those bumbling cuddly officers, but instead we're stuck with lawful goody two-shoes. I bet this guy would turn in his own mother if he saw her littering. So, Inspector, is it true that you are the lead investigator on this case? Viridian... We're on the road to Viridian City. So it's probably a color. Maybe green? That is correct. I was also among the first to arrive at the scene of the crime. It's a bright shade of green, apparently. Cool. Rabbington, then perhaps you can walk us through what you witnessed upon your arrival? Absolutely. Just after 7:30, we were alerted and brought to the scene by the housemaid of Baron Rorgrill. At the scene of the crime, we found Dame Katerina Demial. She was standing over the corpse of Monsieur Grenouille with his blood on her paws. Well, that sounds like an open and shut case, in my humble opinion. No more questions, Your Honor. Bloody paws? Nobody told me that detail. Keep it together, Falcon. You're about to give him the opportunity to cross-examine the witness. That's your opportunity to find flaws in the inspector's testimony. Of course, I know this. You may begin your cross-examination, Monsieur Falcon. Cross-examine the witness to find flaws in his testimony. Select a key phrase that you find suspicious, and Falcon will press the witness for information. It's Ace Attorney, oh my god! Ask the right questions to bring the truth to light. Avoid pressing for pointless details. The judge and jury don't like having their time wasted. Select a statement to question. Inspector, you say Dame Katerina had blood on her paws. Correct. Blood clung to her fur like guilt to a convict. How much blood was there on Lady's paws, Inspector? Enough for it to be clear she had dirtied her hands on the victim's body. We noticed blood under the suspect's nails, around her fingertips, and even a little around her mouth. Her mouth? How vile. The inspector's answer seems pretty definitive. Do you have another question about the blood on Dame Katerina's paws? Whose blood was it? They ate bloody steak for dinner. Ha, what a question. It was Monsieur Grenouille's, of course. How can you be so sure? I object. This line of questioning is absurd. There was only one murder victim that night, Falcon. The blood on Dame Katerina's paws could have only belonged to one person, Monsieur Grenouille. Judge, Falcon's trying to delay the trial by asking pointless questions. I'm afraid the prosecution may have a point, Monsieur Falcon. Do you have any reason to suspect the blood belonged to someone other than Monsieur Grenouille? I do. Actually, I have more than suspicion. I have evidence that the blood on Dame Katerina's paws had nothing to do with the murder. It's just foolish time-wasting, Falcon. If the blood on Dame Katerina's paws didn't come from the victim, where did the blood come from? They don't like bloody meat. Rarely eat meat at all these days, yeah. On the evening of the murder, Dame Katerina ate a bloody rare steak. Is this true, Monsieur Rabbington? Well, in a manner of speaking, I suppose steak may have been on the, menu. Then, Inspector, would you acknowledge the possibility that the blood on the lady's paws did not belong to the victim, but to the steak? Well... Wait, don't answer that, Inspector. It is a possibility. No! Intriguing, pretty convincing. You gained a little favor with the jury. Yeah! Yeah, this is definitely tutorial-y. Like, they're giving me a lot of hints. I feel like I'm picking up what they're putting down. So, Inspector Valerti, is it possible you arrested an innocent bystander simply for being a messy eater? Now hold on just 1 minute, Falcon. You are overlooking something quite crucial. Dame Cataline is an elegant bourgeoisie kitten. She was no doubt brought up with flawless etiquette and perfect table manners. At the banquet, she would have eaten the steak with a fork in her left hand and a knife in her right, like any proper civilized animal. How could she have possibly gotten blood on her paws with such good manners? Oh, that is a good question, or at least it would be at any ordinary dinner banquet. But as it happened, something was missing from that particular banquet, something that forced Dame Cataline to eat with her paws. Missing silverware. Dame Cataline was forced to eat with her paws because the silverware of the household had been previously stolen. Stolen? I don't recall any mention of that in the police report. We weren't aware of anything missing from the Rohrgrill residence when we performed the initial investigation, but as it happened, Baron Rohrgrill approached us about this very subject last night. Ah. Sin, perhaps? What a twist. Need a little favor for the jury. What is the meaning of all this? Bloody steak? Misplaced silverware? Inspector, was your investigation so lax you overlooked these basic facts in your initial report? Bourgeoisie, is that how it's pronounced? The more you know. French is very difficult to pronounce because it has a lot of what's it called? You can also depending, sometimes it's bourgeois, like if it's an adjective, but I believe bourgeoisie is the noun. Lax, my investigation. Judge, I assure you that I am the most thorough investigative officer on the force. Then it is amazing the Parisian police managed to solve any crimes at all. Holy crap. Heh. Oh dear. Be on your way, Inspector. Perhaps do a little inspecting for your next case. Fine, so be it. Messieurs, until next time. Prosecutor, I trust your next witness is ready. Yes, of course, Your Honor. I call upon, let's see, Monsieur Robitio Rubinio, the photographer who attended the banquet on the night of the murder. Monsieur Robitio Rubinio, please approach the stand and recite the oath. How does it go? I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth? It's a little cliche, to be perfectly honest. Could the witness please introduce himself for the court record? As if anybody in this courtroom does not immediately recognize me. I am the great Monsieur Robitio Rubinio, cutting-edge photographer and visionary. I don't just take people's pictures, I capture their very essence. Je suis l'artiste. Tu es un pipe. You may see my works in hit magazines, La Branche or C'est Chaud. I can send you tweets if you like. What on earth is a tweet? Bird-to-bird communication. Come on, Falcon, it's the 19th century. Get with the times already. Yes, your works are very, impressive, Monsieur Robinio, but let's get down to business. I was calling yourself a visionary when you introduced yourself. Could you tell us your, activities were on the night of the murder? Very well, I was hired by Baron Rohrgrill to capture the evening's events. I arrived at 7 in the evening. I pointed my camera and captured the beauty of the banquet in one fantastic photograph. And then I billed Baron Rohrgrill and left. Like a true artist. And with regards to the photograph, who did you photograph? I thought you might ask. I brought a copy so you could all see for yourselves. Oh, very good. Let's take a closer look. My word, this is an exquisite picture, isn't it? So let's see, who do we have here? In the middle we see Baron Rohrgrill, the lion who hosted the event. On the left we see Seigneur Pertois d'Amoir, the father of the defendant, Dame Cataline. And finally we see the housemaid, Colleen Duhat, who I suspect may have snuck into the picture uninvited. As you can see, two people clearly absent from the photograph. The first is victim, Monsieur Grenouille, and the second is the defendant, Dame Cataline Tamiao. Quite suspicious, wouldn't you agree? Just a moment, Mr. Ravington, this proves nothing. So the defendant and the victim were not photographed with the others. That doesn't mean they were in the garden together at that point. Hold your horses, Falcon, I'm not done yet. The prosecution may continue. Behind the photograph subjects, we see a wall clock with the time set at 7:30. Now, why is that time significant? Well, as Inspector Voletti told us earlier, this was the exact time the murder took place. Do you see, Falcon? Every suspect has an alibi at the time of the murder, save for Dame Cataline herself. Hey, Falcon, that photograph doesn't seem right. It looks different from the one we borrowed from Robinio's studio. I see it too. Our photograph shows Colleen Duhat, Dame Cataline, and Seigneur Pertois. But Monsieur Rubino's photograph shows Baron Wargirl where Dame Cataline should be standing. If we assume that only one photograph was taken, then this demonstrates one of the photographs must have been edited in some way. You should just slam that evidence down, be like, bam, inconsistency, the whole courtroom's out of order, case closed. I can't do that. Well, I suppose you could be a little more delicate with your words. No, I mean I can't do that because our evidence was illegally obtained. Oh, okay. If I were presented, Monsieur Rubino would ask how he acquired it, and the whole trial could derail. In the worst case scenario, I could lose my legal license, and we'd be arrested for theft. Oh, well, we don't want that. No, we don't. I should tread lightly. Your Honor, I would like to cross-examine the witness. Very well, the defense may proceed. It's a waste of time if you ask me. Photographs are rock-solid evidence. Put the statement to question. Let's take a closer look at this photograph. I already know what the problem is. The clock is not supposed to have hands. I see a mistake in the photograph. Just to clarify, Mr. Rubino, photographs are a direct reflection of reality, are they not? That is correct. The photographic process leaves no room for bias or inaccuracies. That is most curious, because I see a mistake. A mistake? Impossible. I just told you, monsieur, the camera is a perfect, unbiased device. The photographs it produces are flawless. Falcon, I'm not seeing any, mistakes. Perhaps you could be more specific. Certainly. Click on the area of the photograph you believe contains a mistake. The clock in this photograph. There's something not right about it. Well, isn't that convenient? The defense sees something wrong with the key piece of evidence that implicates its client. Don't give me that cocky tone, Mr. Rabington. I have evidence that there is something wrong with the clock in the picture. Clock in Baron Roger's lounge has no hands. Photograph clearly shows the clock's hands pointing at 7 and 6. That much is self-evident. Which is most curious because the clock in the lounge of Chateau Crenier has no hands. How do they think it was a good idea to forge that? I don't know. It has no hands. The clock is merely a decorative piece, a talking item. Feel free to ask Baron Wargirl or his housemaid if you have doubts. Monsieur Rubino, how do you explain this discrepancy? I don't know. There must be some sort of mistake. My camera is flawless. There is no mistake, monsieur. Your photograph depicts something that does not exist in the real world. Maybe there was an error in the printing process. An error precisely where the clock's hands should be? Please, monsieur, don't patronize us. Allow me to offer a more plausible explanation. You, Monsieur Rubino, edited this photograph. Edited? I'm no expert, but I suspect you used paint or ink to carefully put hands upon the clock. It would have been a simple task considering the clock face was bare. One could even speculate you specifically chose to include a handless clock in the photograph just to simplify the editing process. Falcon, your reasoning is absurd. Why would the witness do such a thing? Is it not obvious? By showing the photograph to have taken place precisely 7:30, it clears all the photograph's subjects of suspicion. In other words, Monsieur Rubino created a perfect alibi. Of course, this raises further questions. Who is the witness protecting? And why? Was Monsieur Rubino coerced, bribed, threatened? Or perhaps he did the murder himself. Enough silence. Let's hear some answers from Monsieur Rubino. Fine, you got me. I'm guilty. I did it all. You did it? You're confessing to the murder of Monsieur Grenouille? What? No. I have no idea who killed the frog. I'm just admitting I'm guilty of producing fraudulent photographs. I was ordered to make changes to the printed photographs. And yes, that included adding hands to the clock. You were ordered? By whom? I dare not say. Monsieur Rubino, I strongly advise you to answer the defense's question. You've pledged to speak without fear, after all. With respect, Judge, I fear his claws. More than I fear the punishment of the justice system. I shall name no names. His claws. Did you hear that, Falcon? That is most unfortunate. Monsieur Rubino, we cannot and shall not torture names out of you. We don't live in the ancient regime, after all. But since you have admitted to falsifying evidence, we cannot keep you on the stand as a witness. Take your leave. You shall be charged with perjury in due course. I can't protest. That is the least I deserve for my failures as an artist. Good day, messieurs. I gained a little favor with the jury. So, the clock's hands were painted on. So what? Doesn't matter. Photograph still depicts Dame Cataline as absent close to the time of the murder. That's significant. Don't be dense, Monsieur Rabington. If the photograph is not completely genuine, it cannot be considered reliable evidence. Why not? It's still a portrayal of the night's events. Because if we accept that one part of the picture was edited, we must accept the possibility that other parts were too. It's possible Dame Cataline was painted out. Even worse, it's possible another person was painted in. We know that witness was trying to cover for someone, so all possibilities must be accounted for. So what are you saying, Falcon? The housemaid paid off the photographer? Or was it Seigneur Pertois Demiel, perhaps? I don't think so. The housemaid lacks a means or motive, and it wouldn't make sense for Senor Portoir to implicate his own daughter. Well, surely you're not suggesting that the honest and beloved Baron Rorgil deliberately tried to frame Dame Cataline, because that would be the most outlandish theory yet. The Baron is a pillar of our community. He would never do such a thing. Monsieur Rabington, I'm not here to throw accusations. That is the job of you, the prosecutor. However, mayhaps I should offer my opinion. Baron, it's, not time for your witness testimony yet. So you would think, prosecutor, and yet I see my good reputation getting tarnished by your incompetence. Incompetence? Indeed. Let us proceed with witness questioning. Is that fine with you, Judge? Yes, I suppose that's fine. Very good, and I trust the defense has no objections. No objections here. Fantastic. Oh, before I forget, I pledge to speak without fear and prejudice, etc., etc. Now, prosecutor, ask me what I have witnessed over the course of the evening. Oh, okay. Baron Rorgil, on the night of the initial dinner went magnificently. When the photographer arrived, Monsieur Grenouille left to visit the garden. Dame Cataline followed behind him moments later. Senor Pertoir, Monsieur Rubinio, and myself were engaged in conversation, so we paid her no mind. After the photographer had left, my housemaid left to go find Monsieur Grenouille and Dame Cataline. That would be when I heard her cry for help. Thank you, Baron. I think we all know the story from there. I would like to cross-examine the witness. Do you doubt my integrity, garçon? I'm just here to uncover the truth, Baron. Very well, then. Hit me with your best shot. Let us establish with absolute certainty that I, Baron Rorgil, am an honest man. Defense may proceed with cross-examination. Select a statement to question. This is the first one that I'm not really sure what to click on. I have some questions about Monsieur Grenouille. God rest his soul. Why did Monsieur Grenouille leave to visit the garden? I believe he wanted some fresh air. The steak did not sit well with him, I fear. Oh, I see. But that is quite coincidental timing, is it not? How so? Well, Monsieur Grenouille felt sick and left the room just after the photographer arrived and just before the murder occurred. One might draw a link between the food and the sickness. Hold on, Falcon. Surely you aren't suggesting that Monsieur Grenouille's food was poisoned in some way. You have a tournament match coming up in 15 minutes, so you're gonna go prep for that? You're kind of intrigued by this game, though. Ah, okay. Well, I do post these on my YouTube channel. So if you look for the Letters J YouTube channel, you can, see the results. But, good luck on your tournament. Or it's also pretty cheap on Steam if you want to buy it yourself. It could have possibly been poisoned with the cigar, maybe. But I'm gonna say I'm not. You try to swing by to the stream? You're very rarely on Twitch these days? Oh, okay. No, there's nothing to indicate poisoning. I just found the timing somewhat puzzling. Something puzzling about it. Monsieur Grenouille always had a soft stomach. It's really no surprise he couldn't keep down a good rare steak. Do you have a question about Monsieur Grenouille? Yes. What's your relation? We were business partners. Monsieur Grenouille, Senor Portoir Demiao, and myself all owned a third share in an upcoming railway company. Excuse the crassness of the question, but that means that you and Senor Portoir would now own half the company each, correct? Correct. I suppose that's a slight glimmer of benefit that arose from the foul situation. But Monsieur, you must understand that Monsieur Grenouille and I were friends as much as we are business associates. I mourn the man's passing. Of course. Another question. No. Question. When we saw the murder scene in your garden for ourselves. When was the last time you ventured into your own garden? As it happens, I have quite serious allergies. I haven't been in my own garden for years. Years, you say? Indeed. Baron, I do not wish to call you a liar, but that claim does not hold up to scrutiny. Oh, and why is that? Because we have hard evidence you visited the garden recently. Balderdash, my word is gold. Show the court this so-called hard evidence that I've been in my garden. This was found in your garden. To be specific, it was found inside the fountain basin. Right beside where the murder occurred. Cigar butt? That, could belong to anybody, and... Prosecutor, please shut your mouth. I can speak for myself. Okay, sorry, Baron. That is indeed the remnants of one of my cigars, but I must apologize, Mr. Falcon, for I misunderstood your initial question. See, prior to the banquet, I hadn't visited my own garden in years, but naturally, after hearing the housemaid's cry for help that evening, I rushed outside. I was shocked and disgusted by what I saw. That must have been when I dropped my half-smoked cigar into the fountain basin. You see, Falcon, that's a perfectly reasonable explanation. I would find that believable if the cigar was casually discarded, but as it happened, the cigar butt was found in the fountain's upper basin, a location that could only be accessed with great inconvenience, and a little paddling. The cigar butt was not dropped, it was deliberately hidden. There are any number of possible explanations. Are there? Because I can only think of one. That is, you, Baron Rorgel, deliberately hid your cigar butt to disguise your own illicit activities. Did I now? And what illicit activities would those be? You want me to spell it out? Fine, let's put everything on the table. You, Baron Rorgel, murdered Monsieur Granouille. That is what you were trying to keep hidden. Directly accusing me of murder? How shamelessly brazen. That is a ludicrous accusation, Falcon. The Baron is an upstanding citizen of the highest order. Your allegation is baseless. You have no evidence. No, means, motive, or opportunity. No evidence? Think harder, Monsieur Rabbington. Every piece of evidence points to Baron Rorgel as the prime suspect. You want the means? The Baron certainly had the means. His lion's claws are as sharp as a surgeon's blade. Gutting a frog belly would be trivial to him. Even Monsieur Ravinio confessed just moments ago he feared his claws. Ridiculous. I would never threaten a man with violence. You want a motive? The Baron had at least 10,000 francs worth of motive. By removing a business partner, the Baron's share of his railway company increased from a third to a half. This is preposterous. And finally, the Baron had an opportunity. No, he crafted the perfect opportunity. He arranged a small banquet with a very select number of guests. He was aware of the missing silverware, and yet he served a steak, a food item that necessitates good cutlery. Why? To bloody the hands of his guests, of course. Then he hired an easily influenced photographer and staged a very specific picture in order to build a perfect alibi for himself. Photographing the guests in front of a handless clock, to make... My god. Sorry, the sound music got quite loud. But photographing the guests in front of a handless clock to make for easy editing is quite an ingenious plan, it must be said. Prosecutor, are you just going to let this slanderous yarn go uncontested? Say something. Object. Oh, you're pitifully useless. After executing the murder, the Baron found himself still holding a key piece of incriminatory evidence, his finished cigar. He knew that leaving it at the crime scene would raise suspicion, but he didn't have time to properly dispose of it. So out of desperation, he threw it into his fountain, out of the sight of his guests and any snooping police. I imagine the Baron was hoping to implicate Seigneur Pertois Demiao, since that would ensure total control over his railway company. Alas, Dame Caroline was the first to happen upon the crime scene, so the Baron improvised. This is an outrage. Judge, I demand you disbar this ranting lunatic. No, there's only one outrage here. That is, that a man like yourself is able to abuse his wealth and status to frame an innocent girl for murder. You're a bourgeois of the worst kind. How dare you, Garçon, the utter nerve for a lying scumbag of a lawyer to accuse a philanthropist like myself of something so heinous. I am nothing like the fat cat bourgeois. I am a respectable, hard-working capitalist. No, you're a ruthless man who is to slaughter a dear friend just to reap a few francs. You incredulous whelp, I ought to gut you right here and now, like a damned frog. Could someone please restrain the Baron? I'm on it, Your Honor. Let's go, old man. To the conciergerie with you. Don't touch me, you filthy jackdaw. I can walk myself. This is quite a turn of events. Does the prosecution have anything to add? Well, in a manner of speaking, well, to be honest, no. Then I shall now confer with the members of the jury to come to a decision. I ask the animals of the court please be patient in this time. Falcon, that was pretty incredible. Thank you. I just hope it was enough. What do you mean? You just proved Cataline's innocence. We'll get a not guilty verdict for sure. Sparrowson, I think you've misunderstood something important about the justice system. What's that? I haven't proved anything. As lawyers, we cannot deal in proofs. It's just not possible. All we can do is organize the evidence and convincingly explain what it suggests. I haven't proved Dame Cataline's innocence. All I've done is demonstrate there is a significant possibility that she is not guilty. I'm not sure I understand the difference. We have reached a decision. In light of recent revelations, it is clear that an error of judgment was made with the initial arrest. On that note, we unanimously find the defendant, Dame Caroline Demiao, to be not guilty. We did it! Monsieur Falcon, Petit Sparrowson, you did it! Yeah, I suppose we did, didn't we? We should head back to the office so we can celebrate properly. You did it, Falcon. I can't take all the credit. This was a group achievement. I'm so proud of you both. I'll go get 1 bottle of wine and 3 of our least dirty glasses. You were amazing, Monsieur Falcon. Oh, it was nothing. I very much liked the way you pinned the murder on the Baron. That was an act of sheer genius. Well, I didn't pin anything. Sparrowson and I just worked at unveiling the truth, given the facts of the case. Monsieur Falcon, there's no need to play coy. The case is over. Play coy? Don't tell me you're actually being sincere. I'm completely lost. Oh, wow, I thought the goody-goody thing was an act, but you actually don't know. Alright, I'll spell it out for you.
What a twist!
I murdered Monsieur Grenouille. I saw him in the garden, all drunk and vulnerable, and I seized my opportunity. It was nothing personal, just business, you understand? Business? To increase my papa's share in the train company, of course. My papa always said the drunk old frog was the weakest link. Your confession doesn't make any sense at all. I found Baron Rorgirl's cigar butt hidden in the garden. Oh, I put that there. I expected the police to find it, but I suppose that was putting too much faith in the brains of Paris's finest. But Falcon proved that Monsieur Rubinio's photograph was edited. It was edited. I wasn't in the picture because I was busy paying a visit to Monsieur Grenouille in the garden. My papa knew I needed an alibi, so he ordered Monsieur Rubinio to paint me over Baron Rorgirl, and to add hands to the clock. But that lazy artist didn't manage to finish altering either photograph by trial day. It's a good thing Monsieur Falcon was so imaginative, because that could have gone very badly. So we took the edited photograph. What's with the silence? You should both be proud. There aren't many lawyers in the whole of France who could have won a case like this, even for a bourgeoisie kitty like me. I think you should leave. Fine. So much for the celebrations. Here's the payment for your services, straight from my papa's pockets. Well, adieu, Monsieur Falcon. Adieu, Petit Sparrowson. Well, snap. Falcon, what do we do now? What a twist. Falcon? Game has been saved. Do you wish to continue? Yes. Oh, man. Let us be reasonable, senors. I am sure this is a simple misunderstanding. There is no misunderstanding. In the name of the king, arrest that Spaniard. Act 2 of Fox Among Wolves. Dude, that was nutty. I knew Falcon wouldn't feel like turning up the aux on Friday. Okay, it's been an hour. So let me give my thoughts about this game really quickly. It's actually been an hour and 10 minutes. This game is amazing. It reminds me a lot of Ace Attorney. It's like a knockoff Ace Attorney, but with animals and cute drawings. And I only ever played through the first Ace Attorney game. I can't recall one where we ended up defending a client that turned out to be guilty. Like, that was a twist, especially for the tutorial. But they did kind of foreshadow it with him saying, well, we're not proving her innocence. We're just, so having the evidence out and, persuading the jury of what the evidence says. This game was very inexpensive on Steam. It was even more inexpensive for me because I got it on sale. But yeah, I would recommend this game. I would recommend it quite highly. I am probably going to keep playing it. Yeah, so I'm going to run an ad really quickly, and then I guess we'll continue with Act 2. There's only 4 acts, so that's maybe the only bad thing, is it's maybe a little short, but it's pretty good so far. Okay, we're back. I grabbed a little snack. Dude, I wonder if it's possible to progress the game with a guilty verdict. Like, if we were to just sabotage our own defense, would it be game over? Or, could we see justice be served? Now I can see why JJ drinks so much. I knew Falcon wouldn't feel like turning up to the office on Friday. Oh my god. Broken a little bit. Sorry, I gotta get some water. Oh, just had a crumb go down the wrong pipe there. I knew Falcon wouldn't feel like turning up to the office on Friday. But now it's midday on Monday and there's still no sign of him. This is becoming a little concerning. I should probably go find him. His home would be a good place to start, but the bird brain never gave me his address. Let's have to find him the hard way. Excuse me, monsieur, I'm looking for my friend. Do I look like a lost and found to you? Buzz off, bird brain. Alright then. No sign of Falcon here. Excuse me, Rupert. Oh, it's you, the first year dropout. Hey, I didn't drop out. I was forcibly ejected. But that doesn't matter right now. I'm looking for Falcon. Have you seen him? Falcon? The guy was somehow blundered his way through the Cataline trial with help some very dubious evidence? No, I haven't seen him since the trial. Oh, well, thanks anyway. Excuse me, Mademoiselle Duhat. Down here. Oh, there you are. It's Barrowson, right? That's right. I heard about the case you were involved in. I never would have thought that the Baron was a murderer. He always treated me with utmost respect. But then I suppose it makes sense the most ruthless killers are the ones who can put up the best facade. Yeah, I suppose so. Say, how's your friend doing? He seemed a little down last night. Oh, you've seen him? Yes, he was brooding in the corner of Le Canard Joyeux, mumbling and drinking. It was a little depressing, to be perfectly honest. Le Canard Joyeux? That's a dingy student bar on, Rue John, right? It's not dingy, just a little rustic. In any case, that's enormous help. Thanks, mademoiselle. Anytime, Sparrowson. Sparrowson steps through the doors of Le Canard Joyeux, the dingiest student tavern in all of Paris. His nostrils fill with the pungent aroma of sour wine and bitter tobacco. Well, ruffle my feathers if it's Will Sparrowson. Haven't seen you in years. How you doing, hun? Feeling pretty good, Madame Cornell. Thanks for asking. I'm asking here to find a friend. He's a big guy named J.J. Falcon. Falcon? Yep, sorry, that lump has been here all weekend. He's just been moaning and muttering to himself all weekend. Frankly, he's bringing the whole atmosphere down. I'll take care of him. Thanks, Madame Cornell. It's no problem, hun. He's probably still in the corner of the drinking room upstairs. We'll go straight to the drinking room. No sign of him. Mon Dieu, I almost stepped on the big fellow. Falcon? What are you doing on the floor? Hey, Falcon, wake up. Wow, the bird's completely out cold. He must have drunk this place dry. Let's see, how do you wake a drunk person? Kick him, yell at him, or pour a drink on his head. Guess it's time for a rude awakening. Wakey, wakey. Ah, good, you're up. Are you with us, Falcon? Yeah. Feeling sober? We should probably head back to the Aviary office so we can get some work done. I don't understand it, Sparrowson. Huh? I thought I did everything right. I followed all the procedures. I found all the evidence. I presented the case beautifully. Well, we did break into somebody's place. And yet, a guilty feline walks free while an innocent man sits in custody. What went wrong? Where's the justice? I don't know, Falcon. Sometimes the system just doesn't work, I guess. It should work. Yeah, it probably should. Sorry, Falcon. I don't have the answers. But what I do have is freshly baked croissants from Pierre's Boulangerie. Croissants. Yep, they're waiting for you back at the Aviary. I'm sitting here moping about justice, and you offer me croissants. Well, it's not just croissants. I got some, pain au chocolat, too. I could go for pain au chocolat. That is a chocolate bread, by the way. Fantastic. Let's make a move. Alright, I admit it. These croissants are amazing. I told you Pierre's Boulangerie on Rue Verte is something else. Oh, that reminds me. The baker told me something interesting. Do you know what they call pain au chocolat in America? They don't call them pain au chocolat? Nope. Pronunciation difficulties. American's a whole nother language. That's what they call them. Chocolate croissants. Hello? Heh, chocolate croissants. What do they call profiteroles? Well, I think those are still profiteroles, but rather than custard, they fill them with ice cream and smother them with melted chocolate. Simply outstanding. Is this the aviary attorney? Can I speak to someone, please? What do they call crepes? Excuse me! Did you just hear something, Sparrowson? Down here? Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. What can I do for you, little one? Oh, gosh, where to start? Your name, perhaps? Mousy. My name is Mousy. And what can we do for you, Monsieur Mousy? I wonder if I should be doing a teeny voice. I have this friend, and he's fallen under some legal turbulence. Legal turbulence? You mean he's been arrested? Yes, I suppose so. They're saying he's a murderer, but he didn't do it. He didn't do it. That's quite a problem. I know. Oh, but I forgot to mention, he is the Prince of Spain. The Prince of Spain? And you didn't think that was worth mentioning from the start? I forgot. I must ask, Mousy, why did you come to us? I would have thought the Spanish royal family would hire legal counsel with a little more... not terribleness? Expertise. Oh, the prince has great faith in your lawyering skills, Monsieur Falcon. He says your reputation as a lawyer was renowned. Really? The prince said that? It's a great opportunity, Falcon. Surely you wouldn't deny a request from the Prince of Spain. Of course not. We'll take the case. Of course we'll take the case. Grab your coat, Sparrowson. We have royalty to defend. That's the spirit. Good luck to you, messieurs. You aren't coming with us, Mousy? I have, other matters to attend to. But Prince Juan is being held in the conciergerie. I'm sure he will fill in all the details. Right. Let's make a move, then. Good day, monsieur. Oh, it's you two again. Hey, nice work on Lady Kitten's trial. Baron Wargirl's pacing around the cell right now, ranting about wringing your neck. Yeah, I'm not surprised. He's super mad, but hey, a criminal's a criminal, right? If the lion didn't want a death sentence, he probably shouldn't have killed the guy. Oh my god. Oh, you're not here to defend him, are you? Because that would be hilarious. I'm actually here to see Prince Juan Corrido, heir to the throne of Spain. The mouthy fox, huh? Guy's driving me nuts with his señores and his flamboyant attitude. I say the sooner he hangs, the better. Well, come on then, while we're young. The Prince of Spain, I presume. Indeed, I am Juan Querido, heir to the throne of España, and you must be the legendary lawyer, Senor J.J. Falcon. Well, I wouldn't say legendary. I wouldn't even say notable. Such humility. I would expect nothing less from renowned individuals such as yourselves. But let us get down to business. I trust that my compañero Mousy explained the situation. He told us you've been accused of murder, but we need some further details before we can start our investigation. Of course. What is it you wanted to know? To be honest, Prince Juan, I'm a little confused as to how a member of royalty could get in so much trouble. I'm going to turn the music down just a little bit. It's a little intense. That, yeah, that looks better. I'm a little confused as to how a member of royalty could get in so much trouble. Could you walk us through your activities on the day of the murder? Of course. Let's see, where to begin? It was a cold and misty morning of the 6th of January. I had heard that King Louis Philippe was unveiling a new painting at the Palais de Louvre, and I wished to meet the man himself. So after a brief stroll and picnic in Tuileries garden, I entered the palace. I found the royal entourage in the Louvre's Grand Gallery. When I saw an opportunity, I presented a humble gift to the king. A rose, an international symbol of passion and virtue. How romantic. But before the king could take it, a rather rude person snatched it from my fingers. It's a royal guard, a dog by the name of Major Howell. Ouch, cried Major Howell. I've pricked myself upon the thorns of this dastardly flower. And then the major slumped to the floor. His face turned blue, his mouth frothed, and he died. He died straight away after being pricked? Straight away, senor. It's obvious the pricked finger was the cause of death, but I don't know of any poison that acts so fast. Nor do I, Senor Falcon, but clearly the police felt that poison upon Rose's thorns was the only explanation. And with so many witnesses, even the king himself, what could I say to defend myself? So where did this rose come from? I acquired it from a beautiful Parisian flower seller at Le Halles Market, a girl by the name of Catherine Marie Signe. But surely you're not suggesting the flower girl applied the poison herself, Senor Falcon. Well, I'm not making any accusations yet. I'm just planning to explore every line of inquiry. Poisoned rose has been added to your evidence folder. Supposedly coated in poison. I'm wondering if it's not going to be the case. Did you want to ask something else, Senor Falcon? You're in Paris. Why'd you come to Paris, Prince Juan? I was on a diplomatic mission. I do not know whether you are familiar with current events, but you may have heard that my country is in a state of turmoil. Contenders for the Spanish throne are slandering, plotting, backstabbing. It's chaos, and the people are suffering. So I thought if I can befriend some French royalty, perhaps even the king himself, maybe I can strengthen my family's name. With the Querido dynasty restored, I would have a chance of bringing peace to my beautiful nation. Well, I guess that plan's gone out the window. Sparrowson, don't be rude. No, he is right. I failed terribly. Don't fret, Prince Juan. We'll do everything in our power to clear your name. Maybe once the dust is settled, you'll have another opportunity to speak with King Louis Philippe and complete your mission. Thank you, Senor Falcon. I'm sure you'll do your best. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? Reading. Before we so rudely interrupted. Ah, this book? It is a Spanish classic. Don Quixote of La Mancha. Do you know it? Readings for squares. I've heard of it. It's about a knight who jousts windmills, right? That's one part of the story, yes. The hero is a virtuous but elderly knight by the name of Don Quixote. Don Quixote. In the chapter you mentioned, he takes up arms against an army of giants who are terrorizing a town. Oh my god, I'm losing my voice. Quixote's partner Sancho warns him that the giants are just windmills and their flailing arms are just sails twirling in the wind. But Quixote doesn't listen. He takes up his lance, gets on his horse, and charges anyway. Sounds more like dumb Quixote, am I right, Falcon? Perhaps he is dumb, Senor Sparrowson, but many of us spend our whole lives jousting imaginary giants. Speak for yourself, Juan. I've never been jousting, let alone seen a giant. I think we're getting off track here. Indeed. I'll tell you what, Senor Falcon, I'll lend you my copy of this book. Maybe you'll have to give it a read at some point. Maybe I will, thank you. El ingenioso hidalgo Don Quixote de la Mancha has been added to your evidence folder. Is there anything else you wanted to know? No, I think that's everything. Thank you. What's the plan, Big Bird? Well, we have 2 lines of inquiry. We should head to the scene of the crime, the Palais de Louvre, and see if we can find any clues or witnesses. And we should interview the flower girl in Le Halles Market to see if she has anything to say about the alleged poison road. This game is right up your alley. Up your alley? Yeah. It's really... It's like I've only ever played the first Ace Attorney game, but it's a lot like it, except a little darker. Falcon drinks a lot. 2 tasks spread over for 6 days? That sounds almost too easy. Let's not get complacent. Good luck, senors. Wait a minute, Falcon. What is it? Did something seem off about Prince Juan to you? He seemed colorful to me, throwing roses, spouting about literature. Juan's one suave Spaniard. Maybe I misread him. Well, look, if this is bothering you, we could always ask around. Maybe someone in the city knows Juan's dirty secret, if he actually has anything to hide, that is. Yeah, let's dig up the dirt. But we still got a trial to prepare for. Priorities, Sparrowson. Let's go to the Louvre first. Scene of the crime. Falcon and Sparrowson make their way to, Place du Carrousel, the courtyard just north of the Louvre's Grand Gallery. That's the Arc de Triomphe over there, right? I swear it's smaller than how I remember it. That's the Arc de Triomphe du Carrousel, you doofus. The big Arc de Triomphe is up the road. What? No way. Why are there two? Because when a man like Napoleon invades half of Europe, he gets to build as many triumphal arches as he damn well pleases. Well, 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 I never expected to see you here, JJ. That arrogant voice. Good day, Severin. Objection, I'm a bird. Let's be civil, JJ. Why don't you introduce me to your new assistant? Fine, fine. Severin, this is Sparrowson, my assistant. Sparrowson, this is Severin Cocorico, the most pompous prosecutor in Paris. Oh, are you two old school friends or something? More like arch rivals. Please, JJ, I think arch rival implies some sort of competition. Oh. As I recall, we've met in court on 5 occasions, and on 5 occasions did you get humiliated terribly. I'm amazed a failing bird brain like you is still able to get clients. Actually, Severin, business has never been better. I'll have you know I'm currently being employed by the Prince of Spain, no less. Prince of Spain? Juan Carrito? Whoa, whoa, this is quite an amusing coincidence. It's Birdworth, yeah. Don't tell me. Correct. I am the prosecutor for the very same case. It is a pity the Spanish prince will indubitably hang, but I suppose that's what he gets for hiring a bird brain to represent him. Don't call me a bird brain. You're the only bird brain here, Severin. One always speaks badly when one has nothing to say, Voltaire. Uh-oh, he's giving you the verbal smackdown. Quick, Falcon, make a witty retort. Huh? Oh yeah, a witty saying proves nothing. Voltaire. Oh! Very good, JJ. A worthy riposte. But enough talk. If you, messieurs, will excuse me, I have a case to prepare for. JJ, Sparrowson, I'll see you two in court. Ugh, I can't stand that guy. I love that they use the animation from the courtroom. Can't stand that guy. He did seem like a bit of a cockerel. But is it true what you said? He's trounced you in court 5 times? I can't deny it. Severin has a reputation as a ruthlessly thorough prosecutor. The funny thing about this is that this is set in 1800s Paris, and yet they speak in modern English. Like, all the time. Here's our Facebook. This is all from the first case. Now this is the second case here. Major Howell. He's the guy that's dead. Severin Colcaro. Dude, I might have to stop soon. I'm kind of losing my voice. Page 44 seems to be missing. Oh, interesting. Alright. Mountains of evidence, surprise witnesses. It's no wonder he always manages to one-up me. But this time will be different, right? I hope so. I know so, for you see, I stole this annotated map of the Louvre out of Coquereau's pocket when he was busy rattling off Voltaire quotes. Sparrowson, that's pretty illegal. And immoral. Stealing from another attorney? That's the sort of thing that gets lawyers disbarred on the spot. Oh, I didn't realize it was so serious. Alright, I'll go give it back. I'll say he dropped it or something. Wait. There's no need to be so hasty. Let's have a look and see what the map says. We'll just take a peek. Just moments ago you said taking the map was illegal and immoral. Well, the act is done. It's not like peeking would make the act double illegal. Plus, the extra information would even the playing field. It would help create a balanced legal environment. That's a good thing, isn't it? When you put it like that, it would almost be illegal not to take a look. Yeah. Let's take a closer look. I see. This map shows the entire Louvre area. Everything from Tuileries to the Rue de Louvre. Most convenient. We're currently standing here in Place du Carrousel. And those penned-in arrows seem to show the route taken by the king's entourage, which means the king first went here, through the Salle des Tigres, and then here, into the Grand Gallery where the murder occurred. Come for the gameplay, stay for my butchering of French language. Didn't Prince Juan say that he spent the morning in the Tuileries Gardens? That's right, so that means Prince Juan approached the Louvre from the west side, somewhere over here. Sounds like we have a lot of places to visit. Where should we go first? So this is the Salle du Tigre. If I understand Cocorico's notes correctly, this is the room the king and his entourage stopped in before heading to the Grand Gallery. The room doesn't seem to be very popular. I don't see anybody around to interrogate. Interview. Right, interview. Well, since it's quiet, maybe we should take the opportunity to do a little snooping. What would be the point? Surely all the interesting evidence would be in the Grand Gallery, where the murder took place. Think about it, Falcon. The police would have already gone over the Grand Gallery with a fine-tooth comb. But I bet that numbskull Inspector Volarity didn't even think to check this room for clues. No letters, you shall pay for that pun. Here's our Facebook. There might be a murder weapon just under our beaks. Your logic seems a little questionable, but it couldn't hurt to have a look, I suppose. I see a cabinet full of engraved plates, mostly bronze. How much do you think they're worth? I don't know. 300 francs apiece, at least? What? Are you serious? I'm in the wrong profession. I don't think archaeology works as a get-rich-quick scheme, Sparrowson. You said anything about archaeology, I'm going to become a museum robber. Oh, well, that's one way to get rich quick. This is some sort of ceremonial container. It's beautifully crafted, but what did it contain? Maybe it's an arcane wine cabinet. Well, don't be so ignorant, Falcon. This is a sacred Mesopotamian artifact gifted to Emperor Hadrian for his victory at Euphrates in 123 AD. Stop making stuff up. You and I both know nothing about Mesopotamia. Alright, you got me. This could be a hippo's chamber pot for all I know. So much detail. I'm not sure what this is. Some sort of stand or podium? Maybe it's just a decorative piece? It's a Roman doorstop. Roman doors were enormous marble slabs, so the doorstops had to be similarly large in order to stay in place. I don't think that's right. My uncle's a Roman historian, trust me. A shiny copper urn. I guess it was used for carrying water, or for cremated remains. Probably not both at the same time. It smells good. Don't sniff the exhibit, Sparrowson. No, really, this urn smells amazing. It's almost chocolatey. You poor thing, you're hallucinating from hunger. Would you like to stop by a bakery on our way back to the office? Don't patronize me, Falcon. My nose never lies. I'm telling you, there's something in here. I can feel it. Now you're touching the exhibit? That's definitely a no-no. See, look what I found in the urn. Put that down, Sparrowson. It's someone's old rubbish. No, look, it's a chocolate wrapper. Judging by the smell, the chocolate was bitter and dark. 70, perhaps 80% cocoa. Belgian in origin. The level of wrapper crumpling and the firmness of the chocolate residue indicate this was discarded just a few days ago. Yes, I am certain. The chocolate contained in this wrapper was undoubtedly consumed on the 7th of January, the day of the murder. Mon Dieu, Sparrowson. When they talk, are they posting a tweet? Oh yeah, they've already made that joke. Tweet is bird-to-bird communication. Get with the times. It's the 19th century. Mon Dieu, Sparrowson, you deduced all that from smelling the wrapper? Imagine what I could work out if I tasted it. That won't be necessary. Sparrowson, if you could apply this level of critical thinking to areas outside of food, you would be the world's greatest detective. If only all evidence were edible. So, do you have any idea which shop this chocolate was purchased from? That might help us track down the person who consumed it. No, there's no possible way you can know that. I suppose we'll just have to visit every confectioner in town and sample every bit of merchandise for comparison. What a chore. Interesting, because I can see Lander Hagelsack's Chocolate Emporium written on the wrapper. Well, you can't blame a bird for trying. Chocolate wrapper has been added to your evidence folder. Selection area to examine. So that's good to know that this X will come up before I found what I need to find. A supporting column. It's holding the roof up. If the column were truly supportive, it wouldn't hold the root up. It would encourage the roof to get to its location on time. Sigh. And I click on anything else. These columns have been designed to look Roman. I think the style is Ionic. It's not Ionic, Falcon. Iony is when a character says something, but the reader knows it means something completely different. That's not... Never mind. Let's see... I think we have clicked on everything we can. Looks like we can't click on the stairs, so we will exit. We're done here, for now at least. I'm also going to run a quick ad break. And we should be back. We're done here, for now at least. We can't spend all day staring at Roman artifacts, I suppose, so what are you going to do next? Let's go to the garden. Our feather-headed friends wander through the immaculately maintained Tuileries garden. Nothing seems out of the ordinary until they spot a familiar face picking up litter by a tree line. Hey Falcon, doesn't that groundskeeper over there look familiar? Yeah, now I'm looking at him, he does look a lot like that photographer. What's his name? Robitio Robinio. Hmm? Did someone call me? Oh, it's you, the lawyers who don't appreciate a masterful photograph when they see it. It's good to see that you gave up on your RC dreams to pursue a more grounded career of groundskeeping. I'm not doing this willingly. I was giving community service for committing perjury. Who wrote this dialogue, lol. Can you believe that? They gave me an esteemed photographer, community service. Me! Yes, I can't believe that. Perjury's somewhat serious. You should be thankful you got off without jail time. You sound just like that self-righteous Judge Maxime. So, did you two want to ask me something, or are you just here to gawp? Personally, I'm just gawping. Actually, I do have a couple of questions, if you don't mind, Monsieur Robinio. I don't suppose you've bumped into a Spanish fox who goes by the name of Prince Juan, have you? Spanish fox? No, I've never met anyone like that. If this is about that assassination attempt on the king, then you're asking the wrong person. I only started working here today. I see. Was there anything else you wanted? How's that groundskeeping job working out? Terrible. Tourists are pigs, sometimes literally. Look at all this rubbish I found. Beer bottles, tin cans, apple cores. And look what I picked up by the west entrance. A book page. A whole book I can understand, but a single page? What kind of glittering moron loses just one page? Wait a moment, may I take a closer look at that, monsieur? Don Quixote. That's a page from Don Quixote. May I take it off your hands, monsieur? Sure. What's it worth to you? What's it worth? It's trash. It's literally worthless. And I suppose I'll be destroying it as per my duties. Alright. I suppose you deserve a little compensation for your trouble. How about you give me the page and... Pay you 5 francs. Speak with Judge Maxime. Look at your photos in the Louvre. Pay you 5 francs. Easy money, right? 10. 6. 10. 8. 10. Wow, Falcon, you suck at bartering. Alright, fine. 10 it is. Take my damn money. Page 44 of El Ingenioso Hidalgo Quixote La Mancha has been added to your evidence folder. So that means he was there. Did you want to ask something else? That's it. That's all. We'll get you back to your work, Monsieur Robinio. Bedroom to investigate. Grand Gallery. Here we are, the Grand Gallery. The murder room. I believe that the murder occurred right under this new painting. I see hundreds of paintings. Which one is the new one? I haven't the foggiest. We'll have to ask someone. Please don't talk to me. Please don't talk to me. Excuse me, monsieur. You look like you know your Mona Lisas from your last suppers. I don't want any attention. Maybe he isn't talking to me. Excuse me. Nope, he's definitely talking to me. Keep it together, Eric. Oh, hi. Would you happen to know which painting was unveiled on the 7th of January, the one the king came to visit? Oh yeah, I can help you with that. It's the piece right behind you. I see, it's a painting of the king himself. That's one noble-looking penguin. What do you think of it, Falcon? What do I think? Well, I'm no art critic, but... The careful brushstrokes, the pre-Raphaelite soft tones, and the subliminal use of light. This is contrasted, nuanced work. It's an evocative painting that alludes to a forgotten era. You said a lot of words, but I'm not sure if I'm any closer to knowing your opinion. I'm getting the impression you messieurs aren't regular at art galleries. No, we're a right pair of Philistines. Speak for yourself, Falcon. I have never even been to the Middle East. Then I'm guessing you're here to investigate the king's assassination attempt? That's right. We were actually hoping we could ask you a couple of questions about what you saw. Well, I wasn't even in Paris when the murder took place. I didn't see anything. But, I have a friend who might be able to help you out. What's this? R&M Associates? The home of Renard Wolpes, private investigator? Thank you, but I don't normally deal with these gray area of the law types. No, please, give the guy a chance. He helped me out of a bind before, and I'm sure he can do the same for you. I'm not making any promises, but I'll keep hold of the card. We'll appreciate the help in any case. It's no trouble. R&M business card has been added to your evidence folder. Thank you for your time, monsieur. Is there anything else we can do here? Well, ideally, we would turn the whole Grand Gallery upside down in our hunt for evidence. But that's not possible with so many people around. We should probably just move to another room. Back to Plastic Carousel. Are we all done here? Yep, let's go. Let's make a move. Good call. We can always come back later if we've forgotten something. A new day. We need to go to the Chocolate Emporium. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Lander Hagoslak's Chocolate Emporium, the finest Belgian chocolate shop in all of Paris. I am Lander Hagoslak, the founder and owner of this establishment. And I'm JJ Falcon, defense attorney. Good day, monsieur. Oh, lawyer's very fancy, I must say. I once dreamed of being a lawyer, but, well, circumstances wouldn't allow it. It's a funny story. You see, when I was a young boy, I befriended the son of a Hungarian attorney. How can you tell me? Well, what is it? It's the smell, Falcon. It's overpowering me. It is demanding that I lay waste to the shop. For pity's sake, restrain yourself, Sparrowson. Oh, but I'm rambling, aren't I? So are monsieurs here to buy some chocolate? Yes! No. We're actually here on business, monsieur. Business? First things first, we believe this chocolate wrapper originated from your shop. Are we correct? Oh, yes. That is indeed the trademarked Hagoslak wrapper for genuine Belgian Hagoslak chocolate. So almost certainly bought from this very establishment. Very good. With that established, there's something else we wish to ask, Monsieur Hagoslak. Can you tell us who bought the chocolate that was contained in this wrapper, Monsieur Hagoslak? I'm afraid not, messieurs. Not just because of matters of confidentiality, although that is a factor you understand, but because I couldn't possibly know that. I thought elephants never forget. My memory is impeccable, monsieur, but you must understand I have a dozen customers a day. There are hundreds of people who could have potentially bought this particular item. So your memory is good, but you need further information. If we were to give you the description and name of a person, would you be able to tell us whether you purchased something from you? Oh, yes, that I could probably do, monsieur. Let me think. Who to ask about? Have you ever served a member of the Royal Guard by name of Major Howell? No, monsieur. Are you sure? Yes, monsieur. I've served many soldiers, but I don't recall seeing a major in here in recent memory. What does that mean, Falcon? Have we lost our lead? Not necessarily. It just means that Major Howell didn't buy the chocolate may have killed him. There's still a possibility that someone bought chocolate for him. That's our lead. That's who we want to find. I see. I did once serve a high-ranking officer of the British Army who was on his way to Zimbabwe, if you want to hear that story. No, I don't want to hear that story. Let me think. Who to ask about? Have you ever served Juan Carrito, the Prince of Spain? Prince of Spain? No, monsieur. Well, that's good to hear. Our clue would have turned into a dead end if our own client turned out to be the chocolate fiend. I did once serve a princess from Mali, if that's any help. You see, I met the girl walking through the Himalayas. Please stop. Let me think. Who to ask about? Have you ever served a tiny mouse named Mousy? No, monsieur. Mice terrify me. Messieurs, I'm growing tired of the endless inquiries. Mayhap you should come back another day. You know, Falcon, it's possible we just haven't encountered the chocolate fiend yet. Rather than coming back here every day making aimless guesses, we should wait till we have something specific in mind. You might have a point, Sparrowson. Thank you for your time, Monsieur Hagoslak. We shall return when our investigation has progressed a little. Any time, messieurs. A new day. Guess we could do La Halle. The pair arrive at La Halle Market. Vendors and buskers, performers and thieves, bourgeois and peasants, all bustle from place to place. Prince Juan said he met a flower girl here. Signa, I think he said her name was. There's a swan with flowers over there. Do you think that's her? I think so. It's possible she knows the murderer, or even that she is the murderer herself, so we should probably act with tact and finesse. Excuse me, Mademoiselle Flower Lady, we'd like a word. Tact, Sparrowson, tact. We've been over this. Good day, messieurs. Are you interested in purchasing a flower? Yes, I wish to purchase a rose from Milady. I'm afraid I'm out of roses. I sold my last one 1 week ago. Would you be satisfied with the chrysanthemum instead? 'Tis a beautiful flower from a fair maiden. Please don't mind, Sparrowson. He fell out of his nest as a baby and said dumb things ever since. Hey! Let me introduce myself. I'm JJ Falcon, defense attorney. Are you Mademoiselle Signa? That's right, Catherine Marie Signa. I suppose you are here to ask about the royal assassination attempt? How did you know? I'm no fool, monsieur. I know a rose I sold was used as the murder weapon. To be honest, I'm surprised it's taken so long for someone to directly question me. Parisian police seem to have a habit of missing obvious leads. You mind if we ask you a couple of questions? Business is slow. Please ask away. Mademoiselle, you mentioned you sold your last rose a week ago. Who did you sell it to? The person who bought the rose. I didn't catch his name, but he was a charming red fox. Sounds like our Juan. I met him around a week ago on the 6th. We talked for a little while, about the usual things, you know, like how everyone seems to be in debt these days. Then he bought a rose and left. I hear the fox is on trial, but to be honest, monsieur, I don't think he's guilty. Oh, why's that? Well, actually, never mind. It's just a gut feeling. Mademoiselle, it just so happens we're defending this particular fox in the Cour d'Assises. If you have something to say that could prove his innocence, now would be the time to let us know. I'm sorry, messieurs, I can't. Wait, Mademoiselle, Signa, wait up! Damn. Nice display of tact and finesse, Falcon. You scared her off. Swan obviously knows something crucial about the case. We need to get to the bottom of whatever it is. Agreed, but I don't think she'll be in the mood to tell us anything else. I know. Why don't we try acting with a little more tact and finesse next time? Hush. I'm bad at this. Try going to R&M Associates. Ooh, customers. Oh no, it's ooh, customers! Hello? Is this the office of Renard Volps? Ah! It's you two! I'll see. What are you doing here? Oh, this is where I work. See? R&M, Renard and Nelson. Monsieur Renard Volps and I carry out all sorts of investigations together. Although to be completely honest, it's normally Monsieur Volps who chooses which cases to take on. I see. Well then, can we speak with Monsieur Volps? Oh, I'm afraid that won't be possible. See, Monsieur Volps is on vacation right now. He is visiting his father in England. England? But he is set to return in a week or two. Maybe you could come back then? That's no good to us. Our case will be over by then. There's nothing to be done about it. I suppose we'll have to come back later. Super sure what to do next. It's also been almost 2 hours, so I might just wrap up here. Let's see if we can, raid somebody. I don't want to give away the whole game. There's only 4 acts, and we already completed the first one. Looks like we can give Fat Rabbit a raid. But yeah, I would say this game is definitely a buy. Let me see if I pull it up on Steam. Let's see what price it is now. So the game is 15 bucks. I got it for a few dollars. But it's quite good. It has some good twists, and yeah, if you like Ace Attorney type stuff, I would say this is probably worth getting. But we're gonna give Fat Rabbit a raid. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and please be sure to stay safe. I did that incorrectly. Put the slash in the wrong spot. Maybe that'll work? Okay, Twitch is freaking out on me, so I'm just gonna close up. But yeah, have a great day.